The Galaxy S23 Ultra is a fantastic phone with fantastic cameras. Despite being released over 6 months ago, it's still one of the most versatile camera systems on any smartphone. But what if you want more? Well, for that, you need to watch this video because today we're gonna turn the Galaxy S23 Ultra into a cinema camera.
Not really, it's more like a camera accessory roundup.
Let's start with something every person should have that's serious about smartphone photography and videography, and that's a gimbal. This right here is the Hohem MT2, not to be confused with the Hohem M6.
And you can see there's kind of a clear difference between them. One's a little bit taller than the other.
And compared it to my current favorite smartphone gimbal, the Insta360 Flow, which I still have right here. Now, normally I would be recommending Flow. And honestly, if you're looking for something that's ultra compact, travel friendly, and really easy to use and just a fun gimbal, this could be a better option. But for many people out there, myself included, using a smartphone for video and photo work as a substitute for the times where you don't have your mirrorless or just larger camera with you, the MT2 is the truth. Weighing only 653 grams and being as tall as a size US 10.5 Yeezy, this thing is super portable considering what it can do. It supports up to 2 pounds, making it perfect for a rigged out Galaxy S23 Ultra. You could even use the included L bracket for mounting the S23 Ultra in the vertical position for social media content. Obviously, this is fantastic since you don't have to worry about weight limit constraints when using your S23 Ultra. Where things really get interesting is the fact that this can support a mirrorless camera, such as the ZVE1. I have mine right here with the 16-35p Z lens, and the Hohem MT2 works like a boss. I can even utilize the L bracket and place the ZVE1 in the vertical position for social media content. The MT2 comes with an array of cables, including one for charging the Galaxy S23 Ultra, which also happens to be the same cable that you're going to use for most Sony cameras to be able to trigger the record button from the gimbal itself. The best part about the MT2 is this little guy right here. This is the AI tracking module, and just like the Hohem M6, it just snaps on magnetically, and it allows you to start and stop tracking using a simple hand gesture. Inside the Hohem app, I can also have it start and stop recording whenever the tracking starts and stops. The AI module also acts as a nice little soft fill light that can be adjusted on the gimbal itself.
So I'm not sure how I forgot this, but the little fill light or the AI sensor is also RGB, not just for color temperature. So if I triple press the wheel right here, it will go back to color temperature. And if I want to go back to RGB, triple press again, and then I can use the wheel to adjust the color as well as the brightness.
The MT2 doesn't require the app for 99% of the features, but you can use the app for firmware updates and easier control when you're at a distance. When using the MT2 and Hohem app with the S23 Ultra, you also gain the ability to object track by simply drawing a box around the subject and letting the gimbal do the rest of the work. Another dope feature of the MT2 is the ability to create keyframes right on the gimbal itself by using these two buttons right here. This is useful for smooth pans and tilts or for creating a time lapse. Hohem even offers a few accessories for the MT2, including this little guy right here, which is a Bluetooth remote control that you can use for controlling the gimbal if you don't want to use the app. There's also a gimbal pole, which is right here. And as you can see, it's like a little pole, and by loosening it up, you can extend it, which is great for overhead shots or if you want to do some underslung shots and get low to the ground. You can even attach the feet that come with the gimbal to the bottom of the pole to create almost like a tripod, so that way it's more eye level with you if you want to do some tracking. Oh yeah, and the I almost forgot to mention that the Hohem MT2 comes with this really nice like faux leather traveling case to protect the gimbal whenever you're traveling. You can easily throw this in a backpack and it keeps everything nice and organized. So the MT2 is typically $350 if you opt for the kit with the AI tracking module, but it's currently on sale for less than $300, and it's seriously something you should consider if you're serious about photo and video work on your Galaxy S23 Ultra. The next set of accessories come from Freewell. This is the Galaxy S23 Ultra Mega Kit, and it includes a really nice case, a hand grip, 2 lenses, and 5 filters. Let's start with the case. It's a combination of hard polycarbonate material on the backside, listen, and then thick silicone-like material on the sides, giving you plenty of protection. It also adds MagSafe on the back, so I love it. But the most important reason this case comes in the kit is for attaching lenses and filters. Freewell includes 4 different ND filters with the Mega Kit, ranging from ND8 up to ND64. The ND filters come in this really nice hard case for protection. They attach to the S23 Ultra magnetically, since the area around the camera is also magnetic. So all you have to do is just simply click it on and then it will lock in place. They don't add any distortion or vignetting, and when it comes to color casts from using them, it's very minimal. Unfortunately though, you can't stack the filters, which is something I know some of you might have been looking forward to. The next filter that's included is the Diffusion Snow Mist filter. Just like the ND filter, this just snaps onto the back around the camera area magnetically. I really like the Snow Mist filter. It softens the image and takes away some of the contrast, giving you milky shadows and a not so artificially sharpened image. The end result is something like a vintage vibe. Outside of these filters, you also get 2 lenses. The difference between the filters and the lenses is how they attach. Rather than snapping on magnetically, you'll need to twist and lock the lenses into the camera lens mounts. The first lens is a 1.33 times anamorphic lens, which is either in blue or gold. I opted for the blue flare, which looks great for nighttime shots since it really accentuates headlights and other lights that have a cooler tone. If you're gonna be shooting in the day mostly, you might like the gold flare a little bit more, which honestly, thinking about it, I should have grabbed that instead of the blue flare. Finally, we have the CPL lens, which is a circular polarizer. This is great for removing reflections from glass or water, and also accentuating blue skies. It's something that every filmmaker and photographer should have in their kit, and basically it's a necessity. The last item included in the Mega Kit is this little hand grip right here, which connects to the S23 Ultra via Bluetooth and allows you to wirelessly trigger the shutter while also acting as a hand grip similar to a DSLR or mirrorless camera. The grip has a cold shoe and a couple quarter 20 threads for attaching accessories. It also has an Arca Swiss plate on the bottom, and it can extend into a selfie stick. Whenever you extend the grip to the selfie stick, you can move the shutter button since it does attach magnetically, so you can continue controlling your Galaxy S23 Ultra wirelessly. The grip is pretty cool, and I definitely like it, but if I'm being honest, I don't find myself using it as much as I thought I would. To go along with the Mega Kit, I also have the Creative Kit, which consists of 3 different lenses. You have the Galactic Grid lens that accentuates light patterns with specific lines. It's super unique and adds a really awesome look to the final image. Kaleidoscope is another lens that's part of the Creative Kit, and just check how big this thing is. Like, look how massive that smartphone lens is. Like, it is huge. Overall, it adds a really interesting effect to your video or your photos by adding like this prism effect. I find it great for shots that involve like being under the influence of something, or to add the feeling of disorientation. If you take a look right here, you could actually spin the lens while you're recording to really make that effect hit even harder. Is it going to be practical for most situations? Absolutely not, but then again, this is the Creative Kit. The last lens in the Creative Kit is the Burst Mirage, which is super fun. This lens makes me hungry for confetti cake since the little colored lines look like sprinkles. Sprinkles! The effect is bright rainbow colored flares all over the image, super cool for music videos or just for fun photos. The best part about these Freewell accessories is that they're future-proof, since the base can be removed and replaced if the camera design on the phone changes, which is definitely a plus. All you'll need to do is buy a new phone case, which will set you back about 30 bucks. They offer other kits and plenty of other lenses you can grab individually, but I do have to warn you, they can add up real quick. The Mega Kit is around 400 bucks, and the Creative Kit is around 170 bucks. But as I said, you can grab the case and a couple lenses individually to try things out before investing heavily, because they are pretty pricey. Next up, we have the Beast Grip cage, and this has nothing to do with Mr. Beast. Instead, it's a camera cage for any phone. It's universal. And I have it right here. Well, half of it. The other half is right here. So these are like the screws and different mounts that you can attach to the camera cage. And this is the bracket extender, so that way you can turn it from like a little hand grip to a full-on cage. But since I'm mounting the Freewell lenses to the Galaxy S23 Ultra, I really don't need the lens mount right here. Basically, the B-script cage is amazing because of all the versatility and modularity that comes with it. And if I'm being honest, this is the reason why I don't use the grip that came with the Freewell Mega Kit. It has multiple mounting points, including a cold shoe plus quarter 20s all throughout. You can even adapt real cinema lenses to the Galaxy S23 Ultra given you have the right adapter, which I do not. The B-script cage is around $140 brand new, but I have seen them under $100 on eBay, which are like new. This isn't a must-have by any means, but it definitely helps if you're trying to push the boundaries of what your S23 Ultra's cameras can do. You guys are gonna love this next one. Thanks to the Galaxy S23 Ultra having clean HDMI out, you can use an external monitor for better visuals when recording or vlogging. So here I have my Galaxy S23 Ultra hooked up to a monitor, and I can vlog if I wanted to because I could just turn this monitor around like so, and now I can see myself while recording. Now you can spend a ton of money on an external monitor, but you really don't have to. The OC-T5 Plus that I have right here is a super compact monitor that gets up to 1000 nits of brightness, making it daylight viewable. It doesn't have a touchscreen, which is honestly a blessing since it makes sure that there's no smudges or smears on the display. Instead, everything is controlled by this little joystick red nipple thing. The OS is operated on a page system, so you can just set up your different pages based on your assist features. The image is fantastic head on, but off angle viewing does have some color shift, so keep that in mind. There are cheaper monitors out there, but I've never used them, so I really can't recommend them. But I have several OC monitors and they're great, not only for the S23 Ultra, but I also use them on my mirrorless cameras, such as the Sony A1 that I'm using right now. Now, one question you might have is about external recording. And if you want to do that, you're gonna need an external SSD and you're gonna have to use third-party apps, which I have two that I want to show you. But first, let me show you the SSD that I recommend. It's this tiny little thing right here from Samsung that's basically the size of a fingernail, and it goes all the way up to 256 gigabytes of storage, and it'll only cost about 25 bucks. It has 300 megabytes per second read and write, and you can pick up several of them, you know, for I don't know, however much you want to spend. The apps that I recommend checking out for the best possible controls are Motion Cam Pro and MC Pro 24 frames per second. Motion Cam Pro offers manual controls, external recording, assist features, and more. But if I'm being honest, the only real reason to use Motion Cam Pro is for cinema raw DNG video. It's limited to 10-bit, but regardless, it gives you tons of flexibility when editing your footage. You will need to edit it in Resolve or transcode the footage to whatever NLE you choose to edit in. MC Pro 24 FPS is a hidden gem. What makes it special is that the app optimizes to your phone, so in the case of the Galaxy S23 Ultra, it's the only third-party app that I've come across that allows for 8K video recording with manual controls, assist features, and best of all, quality adjustments. You're able to switch from 8-bit to 10-bit recording, H.264 to H.265, and adjust the bit rate all the way up to 500 megabits per second. You can even change the preview resolution if you notice that your phone is lagging. There's external monitoring and recording options, and so much more. It's a great app and one that I definitely recommend that you check out. But these apps are not perfect. I've had weird glitches and performance problems from time to time from both of them. Make sure to check out each app's website for detailed instructions on how to use them properly, as well as demonstrations. They have guides and plenty of other useful information available that I highly suggest that you check out. I'll drop links to everything mentioned in the description, including the app developers' websites. Let me know if you have any questions, and make sure to follow me on Instagram or TikTok so that way you can share your work with me, because I love to see what you guys can create with the things that I teach you and show you.